built a skiff for it right there
Hmm.
in that part of Oklahoma, and that's where it sits to this day, underground in a specialized skiff and research facility. So, these exist around the United States. And Congressman Burleson did admit that he learned that out not far from D.C., maybe 45 minutes away, there's a facility where there are craft there also, which is true.
Yeah.
So this is all over, you know. The mother lode would be obviously out in the high desert near Edwards Air Force Base and the Mojave Desert, where there have been so many craft down, and the Northern Nevada Test Range,
Hmm.
where you go up near Groom Lake and Pahut Mesa and all that, where there are man-made UFOs, but we have weapon systems that are electromagnetic pulse weapons that have downed probably dozens, if not hundreds, of these craft over the decades. And Obama was correct in saying Area 51 per se is not where the action is. He probably
Right.
had heard me say that because it's all moved. That's an old 1950s, early 60s. The bigger, more state-of-the-art places are north of there.
Hmm.
Area 52 and 54. Those are just grids on a map, by the way. That's where the
Right.
Area 51 comes from, that are really more significant, and particularly as you go further north towards Groom Lake and all that. And we have a Green Beret witness who was there some years ago on a live fire exercise and saw the man-made triangles and spheres coming from that, appearing just suddenly, and then going back to their home base, going north towards Groom Lake. And that's, of course, you have Raytheon and Northrop and Lockheed operations out there, and EG&G. So, there's lower hanging fruit than having to schlep to South Korea and getting the South Korean government involved. But for whatever reason, they're pursuing that one right now. Um, and that's fine. I mean, because that member of Congress and some others have been given enough information by us and are also working with some of our former military investigators that we have working to be getting more and more detailed information.
Hmm.
So some of that is information if they've obtained it through a top secret process in a government setting, they can't share with me, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. I already have enough data. My goal is to give them enough information that they can then pursue it further and then get this problem resolved, whether it's through law enforcement or executive orders from the president or Congress or whatever. So that's kind of what's going on with that. But that story, it didn't leak out. The congressman was on another podcast and mentioned this. And then, of course, had people ask me about it because they've heard me talk about this in the past of there
Hmm.
being this massive craft that came down. We downed outside, and it's in the mountains outside Seoul, South Korea.
Yeah.
So that's that story. Now, that same whistleblower has identified other facilities here in the States that are key operation facilities and where there are craft, and one in particular that he was in personally.
Hmm.
So we have that data. Now, this is why one of the executive orders and what I've recommended to SWAT level or strike force level people in law enforcement in the United States is that those facilities should be brought under control and those assets retrieved, um, because right now they're operating as its own government above the government.